Yes, hello everyone. This is your boy Tilt Matry, and I'm here with the Ritual Beast tutorial. Okay, so the deck I play, the build I play mainly, is Dedraw Beast. So we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about how good it is. We're gonna talk about what makes the deck successful. Okay, and how to combo, how to play this deck against different matchups. And yeah, it's gonna be spicy. Alright, now let's get into the basics. You have two types of monsters in the deck: Spiritual Beasts and Ritual Beast Tamers. You need one of each to make the fusions. Your ulti fusions, okay? So, let's go over the Tamers first and what they do. Ritual Beast Tamer Elder, after you normal summon it, you can summon another Ritual Beast monster from your hand. Now, note, when it says Ritual Beast monster, that means any monster in the archetype. Any Spiritual Beast or Ritual Beast. Ritual Beast monsters account for both. Also, Elder cannot be Fiendish Chained. Why? Because Elder does not activate on summon. So, if you activate Fiendish Chain, it will only negate an activatable effect. Okay? Elder is not an activatable effect. It's a continuous effect. Alright? Now, Laura. Laura on summon can, if this card's summoned, now that's important to note because it cannot miss timing, you can target one Ritual Beast monster, any monster in your archetype, special summon it to your side of the field. Winda. Winda is both. She counts as a Spiritual Beast and a Ritual Beast Tamer. Alright, and what's important for her to note is that when she's destroyed, either by battle or by card effect, if she's destroyed by battle or card effect, she floats. Alright? Into another fusion or any monster in the deck that is a Ritual Beast or Spiritual Beast. So, you can either substitute her for a Spiritual Beast or a Ritual Beast. Now, the other thing, too, that you need to know about any of these monsters in the archetype, the Spiritual Beast or Ritual Beast, is they can only be special summoned once per turn. So once you start going for your ulti-hawk loops, you need to understand that, okay? That they can only be special summoned once per turn so you don't mess up and then you have no combo. Hawk. Alright, Hawk does is, it's a gold Sark. Once per turn, you can banish one Ritual Beast card face up from your deck and then in 2 turns add it to your hand. Great combo extender as well as place starter when you have hand traps in the hand going turn 1. Rampangu. When this card is on the field once per turn, soft once per turn, you can banish one Ritual Beast fusion from your extra deck, send one with the same type from your deck to the graveyard. Apaleo, Hawk. So Thunder, Pyro, Aqua. Okay? Match them up with their smaller counterparts. And you might say, well, why is that relevant? Why would you want to do that? Well, it helps combos extend and throw certain cards you want in the graveyard there. Apaleo. On summon, banish one Ritual Beast cards from the grave. For the rest of this turn, all RB monsters you control will gain 500 attack and defense. Alright? You can only special summon these once per turn. That also accounts for your Tamers. Paddlefin is your removal. Once per turn, banish one Ritual Beast card from your hand, then bounce one card your opponent controls to the hand. That can be back row or monsters. This does target, so it cannot bounce the Saber Dancer. Apaleo, also the effect to banish to gain can be used on either player's turn, so it's a quick effect. And it is a cost, meaning that does not happen, the banish does not happen on resolution. So if your opponent has like a plasma or tries to negate this, you could still banish anyway as cost. Alright? Or if your opponent has a Fiendish attached to this, you could still banish this cost. Very good. Arch hand traps are Spear and Veil. Veil is really good to stop 3 monster OTKs like Thunder Dragons and Blue Eyes. Spear is really good to go after boss monsters like Red Nova, Neo Blue Eyes, Shooting Star, Armor Master, things that can play past Veil. And then finally, our other tech cards that we rounded out with are Lightning Vortex and Ritual Beast Return. Lightning Vortex is really good in this deck because you are able to de-draw into it, discard a spiritual beast and summon it back by Laura, and then blow up your opponent's field, so Bouncer or Vada, any of that gets blown up. And return allows us to banish one Ritual Beast monster from your hand, then target a banished Ritual Beast monster, or in your graveyard, one that's in your grave or in the banished pile, special summon it. So it helps go for OTKs, as well as combo extend with Hawk. The extra deck is 2 Ulti and Paleo. So what Ulti and Paleo does is, we're going to go over the fusions and the whole mechanics of them now. Alright, so all your fusions take 1 Ritual Beast and Tamer and a Spiritual Beast monster. And the way you're going to summon these is not by polymerization. You're going to summon these by contact fusion, which is kind of like synchro summoning. You send the 2 required monsters to the banish pile, in this case, not back into the deck. And then you special summon the fusion from the extra deck. And at any point, alright, so that's what you want to do there. Now, the fusions at any point can tag themselves out. So what does that mean? What do I mean by tag themselves out? So, if you were to get threatened by something that would go after your fusion, you can dodge it and special summon Ritual Beast or Spiritual Beast from your banish pile to meet the requirements to tag out. So, I should say meet the requirements of the fusion. So, let's say you used a Ritual Beast and Spiritual Beast to summon this, you could tag out into a Ritual Beast and Spiritual Beast. Okay? And remember, Winda counts as both. And yes, you can summon double Winda because it counts as being summoned at the same time. Ulti-hawk, we're going to get to in a second. Now, the other effect of a Paleo is that when it attacks, it is unaffected by all card effects. That includes your own. Alright? So if you have an Apaleo, a boosted, it will get unaffected by that Apaleo. Okay? So that's something you need to know. Be careful with that. But you can dodge all your opponent's Spear Creebos, Wall of D, Drowning, or anything your opponent decides to activate on attack. Declaration. Ulti-hawk can dodge. All your fusions can dodge, and all of them take a Ritual Beast and Spiritual Beast and must be banished those cards to summon them. Alright? Ulti-hawk is a level 6 fusion that has this effect that's different from the others. Once per turn, soft once per turn, you can target 2 of your banished Ritual Beast cards and return them to the graveyard, and if you do, add 1 from the deck to the Ritual Beast card. Now, what's important to note here is there is a loop with this card. Now, see how it says return them to the graveyard? Okay. Them versus those specify that both have to go to the graveyard. When it says them, it does not specify. It could be 1 card or 2 cards, and that is very crucial to understand. That explains why this kind of loop works and why the deck is so good at doing what it does. Now, the other card is Ulti-Palafin. And like the other 2, it can tag out, and it also requires a Ritual Beast Tamer and a Spiritual Beast. And this one, very simply, with 2800 defense, cannot be destroyed by card effects. So it's a good option for levying the air. And if you boost it up to 33 with a Paleo, Thunder Dragons cannot swing over this. They will have trouble swinging over this. Also, its protection is continuous. It's not an activatable effect. So if they go levying the air, they can't Strike Bouncer negate. That does not work. For its protection, that is not an activatable effect. The tagouts are, but the protection is not. Thunder Spark Dragon, very simply, destroys all monsters on the field. It is a rank 4 that requires 3 material, and the reason why we run this is to wipe out a big board and to kill Lunas. Malevolent Sin, a lot of the same. No, not a lot of the same. Different. 2 level 4s, banish 1 monster in your opponent's field, which helps fill up the OTKs, and you're going to summon this a lot with Veil. Alright, with that being said, let's get into some combos. Now, Try to stay with me, and I'm going to explain the ulti-hawk loop. Actually, before we get in the combo, I'll explain the loop. So ulti-hawk, and the way it works is in order to loop this card, where you only require to return one to the graveyard to search, I'm going to show you, is like this. Say we have 3 Ritual Beast cards banished, right? An Elder, a Hawk, and a Winda, and a Hawk on the field. First things first is its effect requires 2 chain links. So you need to be on self chain on, and your toggle needs to be the auto or on. So the first thing you're going to do is chain link 1 to search. So you want to target 1 Ritual Beast card you want to summon and 1 you don't. So let's say we wanted to summon Winda Hawk and we did not want to summon Elder. So we target Elder and Winda. Then, chain link to the special summon, we target Winda and Hawk and summon them to the field. So Elder goes to the graveyard because we did not summon it. So, we target a Ritual Beast and a Spiritual Beast. Ritual Beast Tamer, Spiritual Beast, Special both. Elder goes to the grave because we chose not to summon it. And then we can search a Ritual Beast card because it says them, not those. Okay? So it's a little bit difficult to understand. I'll try to explain it more as we get in the combo. Trying to reset until we get an Elder Kana hand here. So just bear with me. Alright. So this is Elder Kana. This is the main combo you need to understand. Very basic. We summon Elder. Then summon the Hawk. Activate the Hawk to banish. Now, the things you need to understand here is you need to understand what your opponent's doing in order to figure out what you want to banish. If your opponent is going more aggressive, banish 2 Windas if you think they could get over a Petalfin. Then you want to banish 2 Windas. If you think that they're going to be more defensive and you rather set up for an OTK, banish Petalfin. If you think that you need more resources because your opponent's going to hit you with a ton of back row, banish a Paleo. Well, obviously we can't because it's in the amp. But, in this case, I'm going to show you a Winda Petalfin setup. So we're going to banish Winda, and then we're going to go into any ulti fusion. So this is the standard Elder Kana combo. Now what I like to do is I like to toggle to off here, because if we summon in a Paleo and our opponent has back row, right? In this particular case, if they don't know any better, they'll flip a Book of Moon. And at that point, we can tag out. Now another thing I didn't bring up is if they floodgate any of your monsters, the way contact fusioning works is the monsters do not need to be face up in order to synchro or fusion. So if they flood you, they can nod you, they book you, you could still fusion summon. So that's very important. So let's say that our opponent's summon, they cannot here, right? Then we can still tag out in a case like this. However, in the case that they don't do anything, we're still tagging out anyway. So we're going to activate a Paleo's effect. This is step 3 in the combo. And we're going to choose to summon Elder and Kana back on the field. We need a Tamer and a Spiritual Beast. We do not want to summon Winda yet, and I'm going to explain why. The order matters. If we summon Winda first, what happens is we'll have to send her to the graveyard in order to get a search. And we don't want Winda in the graveyard. We want her banished. That's why we do not summon Winda first. Now, we're going to activate Hawk and we're going to banish our Petalfin. Soul copy. Now we can do our ulti Hawk loop, and I'm going to explain this very thoroughly. Fuse those 2 off, our Ritual Beast and our Tamer and our Spiritual Beast into ulti-hawk. Now, we have 4 Ritual Beast cards in our banish pile. So, in order to do our Hawk loop, 1 of these must go to the grave while 2 get summoned. Alright? So, Chainlink 1 is your search, and Chainlink 2 is to summon. So, Chainlink 1, in order to search, we need to target 1 monster or 1 Ritual Beast card that we do not want to summon. And yes, it can be a card like Ambush or Return, because those are Ritual Beast cards. Obviously, you're not going to summon them. Alright? So that would be the one you don't want to summon. However, in this particular case, we do not want to summon Elder. Elder has already been summoned. Remember, they can only be special summoned once per turn, and that's a hard once per turn. However, every spiritual beast effect that resolves on the field, like the Pedalfin bounce, the Counterlock banished, the Apelio banished, those are soft once per turn. So what the heck do I mean by that? Well, soft once per turn refers to that you can activate the effect of a certain monster based on how many times you can summon said monster, said copy of a monster in that turn. So if we summon Pedalfin twice, we can use Pedalfin's effect twice. If we summon it 3 times, we can use it 3 times. A hard once per turn effect is you can only use the effect of said card once per turn, and that once per turn despite how many times you summon it. Okay? But in this particular case, we want to use the Counterlock loop to summon back Winda and Pedalfin. So in order to do that, we need to target Elder and Winda. Okay? So let's do that. Chain Link 1 to search. See? Return 2 of your banished ritual beast cards to the graveyard and 1 from your deck to your hand. This is Chain Link 1. So when you get prompted in Duel Links, do you want to search off ulti-hawk? This is the first response you're getting. So yes. Remember, toggle to auto or on. So we're going to target one monster we don't want to summon and one we do. We want to summon Winda, not Elder. Chain Link 2, while Self Chain is on and toggle is to auto or on, we tag. And now we summon Winda and Pedalfin. Elder goes to the graveyard, and now we search because it said them. So we're going to pick up a Laura here. Great for the follow-up. And now we can contact and end on an ulti Pedalfin. So, our end field is a Winda, Pedalfin, and Counterlock banished, which this is good because if our opponent can't get over us, we can now start getting rid of their cards. With a Laura in hand as a follow-up and a Lightning Vortex, but that's irrelevant to the combo. Next. It's going to take me a few hands here to get to what I want to get to. Alright, so this is Elder Rampangu. Alright, Elder Rampangu. You're going to summon Elder, then you're going to summon Pengu. Now, an important thing to note with this hand is that this hand gets substantially stronger if you have like a Winda or a return beside the Elder Rampangu. Alright, so now we're going to activate Rampangu's effect, and then we're going to send ulti Counterlock from the deck to the graveyard. You're going to send a Counterlock. Now, remember, big boy, little boy. That's what I want you to focus on. We send the big boy to send the little boy. Ulti to send the regular. Now we're going to contact into our second ulti-hawk. We're going to activate the effect to Counterlock loop. We do not want to summon this ulti fusion. It is a ritual beast card, so we can target it. An Elder we want to summon. Chain Link 2 while Self Chain on and toggle to auto or on. We're going to resummon the Elder and Pengu and search. In a case where you have Winda or Return in the hand, search whatever you don't have. So you want Winda and Return in the hand, ideally. So since we have Winda, we're going to search Return. If we have Return, we search Winda. Now we activate Rampangu's effect again to banish our ulti Apelio. If you go turn 2, you can banish ulti Pedalfin if you want to go for an OTK. But in this case, we do not. You would banish ulti Pedalfin over ulti Counterlock if you want to go for OTK. But we don't want to do that here. And you want to know why? Because you would summon Pedalfin back, bounce their monster, and go for lethal. But not in this particular case. So we're going to activate Return next to summon our Apelio back. We banish the Ritual Beast to summon back the Apelio from the graveyard. Now, we're going to banish Counterlock with Apelio's effect. And then we're going to special summon out our ulti-hawk by using Elder and Pangu. Now we're going to hawk loop again. Note that we still have not summoned in our banish pile. Winda and hawk, these have not been summoned. Elder and Pangu have. So what we're going to do is we're going to target our ulti fusion that we do not want to summon, and the Winda we do. Tag out. Chainlink 2. Summon Winda and hawk. And search again because our ulti is going to the graveyard. So what we could search here is a Lara. So I have a second Lara here. You can also search Bond if you want to play it as well. So Bond, Bond, Ambush, and another Return if you play it as well. Then we can banish a Winda here, or Petalfin if you think your ulti will survive. Contact into ulti Petalfin, and pass turn. Very nice. So that's Elder Pangu. Alright? I'm going to timestamp these combos so that way you can see what's going on if you want to jump back to certain combos. Now, this is an OTK combo that I'm going to show you. Elder Hawk. Banish the Petalfin. Banish the Paleo. Not the Petalfin. Now, the only way you would banish Petalfin over a Paleo when going for OTK is if you have numerous Ritual Beasts in the hand. Okay? So if you have multiple monsters in the hand and you want to go for OTK, then you might want to banish the Petalfin. Alright? Or if you do not have a Winda in the hand. But we have a Winda in the hand here. So since we have Winda, then we don't want to banish Petalfin. Okay? Initially. So now we're going to summon ulti-hawk. Activate ulti-hawk. Now remember, hawk loop when going for OTK. We want a hawk loop here first. If we're going for a turn 1 standard Elder Con setup, we don't hawk loop initially. But in the case we're going for OTK, yes. So hawk loop. We want to summon back hawk, but we do not want to summon back a Paleo. We haven't summoned hawk this turn. So even though the special summons are hard once per turn, we haven't summoned either or, so we can take advantage of that. Send that a Paleo to the graveyard to search return. So you're searching either or. If you have Winda, we get return. If we have return, we get Winda. Now we banish Petalfin off hawk. Because the banish effect is a soft once per turn. We talked about that. Return, banish Winda, summon your Paleo in attack position. Activate. A Paleo, banish your return. Now we can go into ulti-hawk again. If this is a little bit confusing, it takes time to learn. That's fine. You will get notice of this by rewatching this video. Also, make sure if you enjoy this content, follow me on Twitch. We're playing Ritual Beast tomorrow. So make sure if you want to see it, 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, I will be live. So make sure that if you want to see this content, follow me on Twitch, because I'll play the deck live, and I do go into thorough explanation if you don't understand it. Also, if you're someone who's generally shy, don't be afraid to ask me a question in the chat. I am more than happy to answer it for you. And I will take time out and specifically explain what I'm doing. So make sure you are followed to me on Twitch. Now, we banish this. The link will be in the description below. So now, we can hawk loop again into Winda, Petalfin, and the monster we did not want to summon was Return. Now, that's not a monster, but it's fine, because it's not a monster. It could be a card we don't want to summon. As long as it's a Ritual Beast card that we do not intend to play, it is completely fine using the hawk loop. We are going to add another Winda to our hand. Now, pretending that our opponent has a card here, we banish the Winda to bounce it, and then we'd have Winda in the banish pile, and then we can go a Paleo, and we can attack for a game. I don't know why I just summoned that in the extra monster zone, but pretend he's on 4K and he's dead. Okay, so that would be OTK. I'm trying to get a hand where we have hawk and return in it with the Winda. Alright. So this is another combo you could do here. Alright, pretend Elder's not in hand, just pretend. Don't worry about the hand size. We're just showcasing off combos right now. So we're going to banish a Winda. We banish Lara here. If we open up return plus Kana alone. Alright. So we banish Lara. Summon Lara. This can work with either opening up Winda and Lara. Okay. Elder, it's pointless because if we open up the Elder, then we're just going to standard combo off. But if we have Winda or Lara, we can do this. Next, we're going to summon the ulti-hawk. Activate ulti-Kana-hawk. And do our Kana-hawk loop. 1, 2. And we're going to summon Winda and Kana-hawk to the field. And we'll add a Petalfin or a Lara. Add Petalfin, ulti-Petalfin. Add Petalfin here could be really good. Why could it be really good over banishing it? Well, let me explain. If you add ulti Petalfin here, you have double Winda for defense. So even if they get over your ulti Petalfin, then you have Petalfin as a follow-up in the hand. So you don't necessarily have to take out into it to get to it. Also, you will get 2 bounces instead of 1. So that could be a very good way. If you wanted to as well, you could search Lara. Lara's an acceptable search if you're running 2, so you could search the second one. So that could be a way to get to it. Or if you banish Winda, search it first. Alright, so that's a good way to end field when you don't open up as ideally. Okay, so that's pretty much the combo guide there. Now, going in further, how do we want to play against certain matchups? What do we want to do against certain matchups? Alright, so I'm going to tell you this much. If you go up against Blue Eyes, you want to be as, get a double Winda setup against them. Why? Because they can only Spirit Negate once, which means they're going to have to play you a lot slower than they would if you had only 1 in the banish pile, because then they just Spirit Negate your 1. Also, focus on getting big bodies on the field that Spirit can't run over. Alright? So both Ulti Petalfin and Ulti Paleo are bigger than Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon. Once you get past that, you are past the biggest hurdle. Also, Lightning Vortex substantially helps you in this matchup. Veil, if they get 3 monsters on the field, then you'll survive. Get your Vortex, blow them up, combo. Alright? If you suspect Karma Cut, do not be afraid to set your monsters. Alright? Do not play into them. Set your monsters until there's an opportunity for you to play past Karma. Alright? And that can be 2 turns from them. Now, against Sidra, you want to have, ideally, 1 Winda, double Winda, plus a Lara set up. Because even if they play past your double Winda with the Fusion Gate Ultra combo, you can then Lara into Petalfin, bounce the Chimera deck, and win the duel after that. So that's the setup you should focus on. If you open up Winda, Sidra might be winnable by you just opening up a Winda. So that's a good card to open up against them. Fire Kings is a grind. You want to grind past their Arvadas. So that's the way you want to play past them. Now, the question I know I'm going to get asked here is this deck good for the KC Cup? Yes, but the wins might be a little bit slower. I will showcase this deck off. I just had a 12-game win streak yesterday with the deck. So, keep that in mind. I'm going to showcase this deck off tomorrow. So make sure, like I said one more time for a reminder, follow me on Twitch. Please, the link will be in the description below. Also, if you enjoyed the content, like and subscribe to the video. That helps out the algorithm substantially, and I would greatly appreciate that. Anyways, until next time, Tilt Matre signing out, and there will be bigger explanations coming on my Twitch video.